Hey, what's going on, Movie File fans and Walking Dead fans? Welcome to my review on the most recent episode of The Walking Dead, which was titled Time for After. So, we got a lot of stuff that went down, especially in the last 10 to 15 minutes. So, let's jump right into this review. So again, tonight's episode was titled "Time for After," and it was a very heavy-handed episode. We got a lot of dose, we got a lot of Eugene in this episode. Which, for me, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not the biggest Eugene fan. The actor does a great job of playing them, and the writers, I think the intention is for the audience not to really root for Eugene. But I'll be honest, I'm not a fan on the character they've kind of created, Eugene. And I think if you guys have seen my one of my first episodes of The Walking Dead, or reviewing this, 7 weeks ago, one of my things with the show is they tend to me, they have too many characters, and we sometimes get these episodes like tonight where we haven't really gotten that much of Eugene this whole season, little bits and pieces, but then when we get this heavy handed episode of the character, it's kind of off-putting, because again, you remember that Eugene is in the position that he's in the savior, he is Negan, he wants to, his whole thing is he wants to survive, so he's doing whatever it takes to survive. So again, I get that, but like I said, I'm just not the biggest fan of Eugene. Just as the character arc, he doesn't have any redeeming factors at this point. I really wish they would just kill him off. But anyway, let's get into the episode. So again, this is really Eugene focused episode. We see Eugene starting off the episode talking to Dwight, which they have a discussion about. Dwight's kind of telling Eugene to hold off on making any rash decisions, and then making rash decisions, basically Eugene going to Negan and telling him that Dwight is the mole in the group. So they have their discussion, and Dwight tells him pretty much, if you wait long enough, you're going to be fine. The people in the sanctuary will be fine, but the ultimate goal is to take out Negan. So Dwight kind of thinks that over, but in the meanwhile, Dwight actually pays a visit to Dr. Gabriel, which we were left off to believe that he was maybe bitten or had some type of disease, but the doctor from the hilltop kind of tells Eugene that Father Gabriel actually has some type of infection, which is shutting down his organs, which will eventually kill him. So they're trying to figure out a way to how to help him out. So as the doctor kind of goes out to the market to find some Eastern medicine, Eugene and Father Gabriel have a discussion, and they basically have a talk about Eugene stepping up and making the right decision. So again, Dwight already told Eugene to kind of sit things out. Father Gabriel's telling Eugene to, make a good decision. So right now there's a lot going on in Eugene's head, and ultimately, again, me watching the show, just kind of knowing where Eugene is, and just like he's not going to make the best decision for Rick and crew. So as that's going on, and again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Eugene. So far, the first half of the episode, I wasn't a biggest fan of, because again, I just don't like the Eugene character. And not only does that happen in the first episode, but I just get frustrated with seeing Daryl, Michonne, Tara, Rosita, even Morgan comes up and just deviating from the plan that Rick had to start off with. So that was just a ball of frustration the first 30-40 minutes of the episode for me. And in this kind of setup, we see Rosita actually making a smart decision. I mean, and again, I think the show is tipping the line of having too many characters, because we get these little bits of character moments. And we get episodes without seeing Rosita. We get episodes without seeing Tara and Michonne. So it kind of gets frustrating where you don't get an in the middle type of moment with these characters. Last time we saw Rosita, she was obviously gun ho about taking out Negan. Having Eugene taken, having him making the bullets, having her just want to take out Negan last season, and ultimately that resulted in Sasha being taken and taken out or killed all from the show last year. So we get this extreme mindset from Rosita. Don't get much of her this season so far. Then we get her, and now she's on the complete opposite. Now I know the way that the show is kind of presenting itself is obviously Rosita has learned from her mistakes, which is ultimately being this kind of gun-ho type of character where she wants to take out Negan, which ultimately led to Sasha's death, that she would obviously want to change her tune and go about it a different way. But we didn't get that. We didn't see any of that. Her thinking about her actions and having, Sasha being kind of the result of her decision. So again, I just hate when the show just leaves out so much character moments, and we just see these characters again after missing them for 4 or 5 episodes, and then they're just a completely different person. We don't see that, that journey of them going on. But again, Rosita said something that was pretty awesome. She said she trusts in Rick Grimes, which I just wish everyone else would. Like, they came up with this plan and everything seems to be going well so far, but then everyone wants to kind of do these rogue missions, especially Daryl. It just pisses me off that last season, honestly, he was the one that got, obviously Negan took out Glenn, but if it wasn't for Daryl punching Negan in the face, who knows where the show might have been. Obviously, they're playing much into the comic books, which I want to keep these reviews strictly to the show, but if Daryl wouldn't have did what he did last season, who knows where Glenn would have been. So, again, you would think that Daryl, obviously, he has this on his mind. He went through all last season being in the sanctuary and being treated kind of like a dog. So I understand that, but it's just like he's willing to risk. He said it in the show. He's willing to risk everything to just take this opportunity to take out Negan, which is just frustrating. And then for a minute there, you thought Michonne was on board, but ultimately she made the decision that this wasn't a smart thing to do, which I wish she would have did that last episode where it was she wanted to go to Sanctuary so bad just to see it, which didn't make much sense to me. So Rosita and Michonne decide to leave and go back to Alexandria, but then that leaves us with Morgan and Daryl and Tara. They ultimately decide to go down with a plan, which the plan was to drive the truck into the sanctuary, get the walkers that's been outside of the sanctuary for so many episodes now. Seems like a couple days, obviously, in the timeline. So walkers kind of break through, and in that moment I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, this was just such a dumb decision. And again, it's just I was just frustrated the first half of the episode, letting the walkers come in and they take out a lot of the sanctuary people that a lot of these people aren't really, Rick's decision not to take out some of the sanctuary peoples, because they obviously want to help some of these people, because they might not be bad people. They're just in the position that they're in, and they have to listen to Negan because they're obviously not going to overthrow Negan with the power that he has. So far, like I said, the first episode to me was just, the first half of the episode was just very frustrating. But then honestly, what made the episode for me, make the entire episode a pretty solid one, was the last 15 minutes. We get back to Rick, where we see that he's now out of the crate. He's taken out, and the scavengers, I believe the name is, bring out the walker from last season, which has the nails, the kind of the Mad Max design. And the whole, like I said, the best part of the episode was watching Rick take out the two people that were holding him hostage, rip off the walker's head, which was super cool, and put their leader, I can't think of her name right now, of the scavengers, ultimately just having her break down, say, I'm tired of these games. Are you going to be with me or not? I thought that was the best moment of the episode. And then Rick going back to Sanctuary, seeing that the walkers have his plan has kind of fallen apart. So again, the first half of the episode, wasn't my favorite, because again, I don't really like Eugene. I didn't like the decisions that Daryl and Michonne and everything was going through. Even Morgan, I don't even know how he got into that. Again, they leave out. I think the show just has too many characters, because they leave out. We haven't seen Morgan in a couple episodes. Last time I remember seeing Morgan was he walked off away with that fight with Jesus, and I don't know why he decided. I guess he wanted to play a part of the plan. I'm just, again, we have these 3 or 4 episodes without seeing some of these characters, and then you see them again, you just kind of forget how they got in this position. Again, one of the reasons I didn't like the first half is we haven't gotten much of Eugene, and then having a character that you don't really focus that, he's not a central character of the show, and having it really focus on him really kind of hurt the first half. But again, seeing Rick kind of be a badass kind of saved the episode for me. I want to leave some time to talk about, if you guys saw the preview for next week, they said we're going to get 90 minutes, which is very Walking Dead mid-season finale type of style. And they promise, which I think the show is now starting to use, they're playing to the effect of a TV show, which they're playing to the, if you guys saw it, they said, oh, you want to make sure to watch next week's episode to have the most shocking moment that you'll be talking about for weeks. So to me, that's kind of again, this show doesn't have an end goal. They said it a couple weeks ago, and even before the season, they don't really have an idea where they want to show the end. They just want to keep going as long as they can. And as a fan of the show that's been there since episode 1, season 1, it is frustrating to watch a show just not have a destination to go to. They're just going. And that's what leaves us with moments of characters not being there for weeks at a time, storylines that kind of fall off, or, we're just waiting for that first episode, mid-season finale, and finale to really get kind of the best moments. We get all these kind of filler episodes. This is kind of frustrating, I'm not going to lie. But again, I'm a fan. I'm hoping for the best for the show. I wanted to kind of turn around and get back to the moments of season, 1, 2, 3, and some of the highlights of 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So again, I thought the episode was first half was really weak to me because I'm not a fan of Eugene, but then the second half kind of picked up last 20 minutes or so when you see Rick kind of break out of the scavenger's trap and doing that whole scene there. I thought kind of saved the episode. So again, I would love to know what you guys thought of the episode. I would also love to know what you guys think is the big shocking reveal. You know, there's been rumors that, you know, we're going to get a big death in the mid-season finale, and particularly it's been rumored that Carl might be the one on the chopping block. Things from him going off to school, a couple things he put on Twitter about just being thankful for being on the show, just kind of having a speech that someone would say if they're not going to be on the show much longer. So it'll be interesting to see if they take out Carl, because again, I don't want to have these reviews be based off the comic books, but if you guys are comic book fans, Carl is a central character. He's almost the lead of the comic book series at the moment. So it'll be interesting to take out Carl, but again, they might use it to take out Eugene or take out a Father Gabriel, kind of having that, you know, that major death be kind of a secondary character. So I would love to know what you guys think is the big shocking reveal that they played on as far as the commercial for next week. So again, guys, thanks for tuning in on this review. Again, I would love to know your comments on the episode and what we got coming for next week. And as always, follow us on Instagram at Movie Files and on Twitter at Movie Files Live. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys again shortly. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, do us a favor and hit the like and share this video for all the Walking Dead fans, as well as all of the movie file fans. Check out some other movies, the reviews that we have done for movies that have recently came out, Coco, Justice League, as well as other reviews for TV shows that we love. Not only do we watch The Walking Dead, but we have reviews for Stranger Things as well as American Horror Story. So definitely check those out. And as always, subscribe to our channel, and thank you guys for watching.